You said this place was steps from the water.
We just haven't found the steps yet.
How much did we save?
Enough.
Enough to get lost?
Or you could book a stay with Hilton.
Welcome to your oceanfront room, just steps from the water.
The Hilton sale is on now. Book on Hilton.com or the Hilton app and save up to 20% to get the stay you expected. When you want savings, not surprises, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Avon's Clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a hypnosis session about hypervigilance and not feeling safe. And I was working with a client that when they were a child, they weren't safe. They had parents that would humiliate, shame, criticize, and lull them into a false sense of security and then exploit that. So what they learned very young is that it's not safe to trust other people that have power or influence over them. And I would say that was an excellent belief to form when they were young because they didn't have the ability to quit their family and just live somewhere else. They were kind of stuck. So it was a very healthy belief system to have back then. It was armor that kept them safe. The problem is that their body, their neurology, kept hold of that belief even as an adult, so that if they were in certain situations that felt competitive, or that there was a hierarchy, or that there was criticism, or people that were condescending or patronizing, that would trigger them into a very similar state they had as a child where they didn't feel safe at all. So the overall theme of this hypnosis session is laying down the armor and recalibrating the threat detection system, because the hypervigilance was a suit of armor. It was designed to keep them safe, but actually they weren't in any real physical danger. So it's exhausting to carry that armor. And what was clear is that the very threat detection system that was optimized for them being a child was suboptimal for them being an adult. So recalibrating that so it has the right level of sensitivity is quite useful. Now, if you're listening to this, you might be able to connect to certain situations that are relevant to you. Maybe there's certain situations that you don't feel safe because there was a time when you weren't safe, in which case this very metaphorical hypnosis session could be very useful for you and your situation. And if you like the idea of something a bit more bespoke and calibrated, I would encourage you to look in the description of this session, because I've got a suitability test and a free webinar that explains whether or not you would be suitable for hypnosis and whether hypnosis would be suitable for you and your situation. So check those out. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, give permission to release, to relax, to calm. Feel your eyelids getting heavier, your jaw getting looser. Just imagine a feeling of lightness there in your head. Almost like your head and your neck is like a helium balloon on a string, floating effortlessly, relaxed, breathing in and breathing out. Each breath takes you deeper than the last. That's it. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just allow yourself to settle there. And just notice the simple fact of where you are right now. The temperature of the air. The position of your body. Any sounds distant in the room. And I want you to feel safe, exactly where you are, with nothing to do and nothing to defend. Then take an even deeper breath in through your nose. And exhale. Each breath, every exhale, a signal to your body that you can let go just a little more. And just give permission for any tension remaining in shoulders, in your neck, in your arms or your legs to be released. Not forcing, just giving permission, allowing your body to do whatever your body feels is safe to do. That's it. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. Each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I wonder if you could imagine a room. A private room. A room that belongs entirely to you. And it may be a room you know, or one that your mind creates right now. And the only thing that matters is that this room is your room. And it's quiet. The right kind of quiet. Not empty, not lonely, just still. And that kind of stillness that feels like a held breath that's finally let go. And I want you to imagine a comfortable place to sit or lie in this room. And just settle into that position within your imagination now. And you can feel the room around you like a presence. Like some thing deep within the room knows you, holds you, and yet asks nothing of you. In this room, there are no questions waiting to be answered. No one watching. No one who needs anything from you. Here in this room, you're not a professional, not a colleague, and certainly not a target. Just you. And it's the version of you that exists before the armor goes on. So allow that feeling to settle into your body. The lightness of it, the relief of it. In this room, your nervous system is allowed to tell the truth. And the truth it tells, when nothing is threatening it, is that you are safe. Let's say those words again, but allow you to feel them there in your chest, in your gut, in your arms and your legs. You are safe. Genuinely safe. And I want you to imagine somewhere in the room is a suit of armor. Old, heavy armor. Medieval armor. The kind that was forged for a very real, brutal kind of battle. And you can see the marks on it. The dents, the scratches. Evidence of everything that this armor has protected you from. But notice the size. This armor was made for a child. For a small, young, vulnerable child who lived in a place where questions were weapons. Where the child's own feelings were told to be wrong. And where the people with power over that child use the power unpredictably, unkindly. Where trusting perceptions, reality, led to trouble or even got used against them. Perhaps you could imagine yourself as a child wearing that armor and see how good that child got at detecting danger. You knew the early warning signs. Quite often, someone being patronizing, dismissive, was a precursor to something more dangerous. And that child knew those signs. Their nervous system became the most sophisticated early warning system imaginable. And that kept that child safe, or at least safer. And this armor didn't fail. It worked. It worked exactly as it was supposed to. And the current version of you, looking at that child, exists today in part because of it. So we're not here to shame the armor, to throw away the armor. We're here to understand something important about the armor. Look at it now. Look at the weight of it. This armor was built for a castle that no longer exists. And the battles it was forged for, they happened. They were real. But those battles are in your past. And every morning, under certain circumstances, you still put that armor on. Because the nervous system inside that it was protecting never got the message that the war and the battle had ended. And I want you to imagine certain meetings you walk into, certain conversations with colleagues, certain things where you feel like you're not believed or understood, not validated. Then the alarm starts ringing, and your body and your nervous system acts as if the danger is real and the danger is imminent. And what if you're not broken, just loyal? Loyal to a version of yourself that needed protecting. You were never told that this armor was only necessary for a particular period in your life, and that you're allowed to put it down. But today, we're going to give that inner child within that's still protecting you that message. And I want you to imagine there's a detection system, a radar perhaps, sensors, always on, always scanning, looking for anything that matches the old patterns of danger. And maybe it's somewhere in your chest or your gut or your head or your heart. But I wonder where it feels like that scanning protection system exists. And this radar is extraordinarily sensitive. It was calibrated in childhood to detect the tiniest signals. A shift in a parent's tone of voice, a particular kind of silence, a look that meant something bad was coming. And it got so good at its job that it could pick up the signal before the threat was even fully formed. But here's what needs to change. This radar has never been recalibrated. It's still running on its old original settings. Settings that were accurate and useful back then, but are now, in your adult life, registering a patronizing comment from a colleague as the same level of threat that in the past led to physical violence or public humiliation and shaming. The same threat level, the same response, all the sirens, all the resources, everything deployed for something that is categorically not the same. It's like having a missile defense system designed to intercept warheads, and using it to respond to someone throwing a paper plane. The system isn't wrong. The calibration is wrong. And calibration can be updated. So let's do that now, together, right here. I want you to imagine this radar system and imagine a sensitivity dial on it. A dial that controls what level of signal triggers a full response. And what if right now the dial is set to its lowest possible threshold? The alarms go off at almost anything. A raised eyebrow, a moment of passive aggression, a question you weren't expecting. Anything that feels like someone else's power in the room or over you. And as you look at this dial now, I want you to notice that you have always been the one who could reach it because it was built inside you. It belongs to you. You have always had the right to touch it. So imagine, slowly with your own hand, beginning to turn that dial. Not turning it off. We never turn it off. Your radar protects you, and it always will. But we are raising the threshold so that minor social friction doesn't trigger a full alert, so that a condescending remark lands as information that the person behind that remark is insecure and that you are not in danger, so that a disagreement in a meeting simply stays a disagreement and doesn't ignite every alarm in your body. And as you feel the dial moving, feel the system relaxing into its new setting. Not gone, not defeated, just accurately calibrated for the life you actually live now. And I want you to think of your life with your career, your intelligence, your autonomy. And what if by raising this threshold, those powerful archetypes within get to flourish, get to use all of those cognitive bandwidth and resources to do what they want to do, not fight battles that don't exist. And I want you to think, honestly, how frequently are you actually in danger? Not that you feel in danger, but that are actually in danger. How often are you actually forced? How often is someone actually coercing you, actually harming you? And maybe you get the sense that very rarely, if ever, that happens. But if in the future it does happen, your radar will still catch it. Your radar is too good, too powerful to miss something real. But it doesn't need to exhaust and deplete itself, responding to false alarms that merely echo the past. So let's install new firmware, a new iOS, a new operating system with a new default. And this new default setting is not naive, not reckless. It's wise. The old default setting was, I am in danger unless I can prove otherwise. And that made sense when you were young. It was the right setting for that environment. A time when you couldn't afford to be wrong. But the new default is this. I am safe unless I have actual, irrefutable evidence. Not a feeling that echoes an old feeling, but real, present moment evidence that I'm in genuine danger. And given how infrequently that occurs, you can form a new belief. I am safe. This is my natural state as an adult. I move through a world that is, most of the time, not trying to harm me. Most of the time, the world is ambivalent to you. And when someone is unkind, you can notice it. Without it meaning that you're under attack. And when someone doubts your reality, you can feel the sting of it without dissolving, because your reality doesn't need their permission to be true. Allow these seeds to be planted deep in your subconscious mind. Your reality doesn't require external confirmation to be real. What you perceive is real, and what you feel is real, and what you experienced and what happened. No one could reach inside your history and unmake it, and no one can reach into your present experiences and tell you what is or isn't there. You are the authority on your own experiences. You always have been. And that gaslighting from childhood was a lie told to a child who had no way to verify it. But you are not that child anymore. And you have never needed their permission. I want you to imagine hugging that child, the one with the armor, telling them they are safe. They can stand down. They can finally rest and relax. Your radar system will take it from here, that recalibrated radar system. And I want you to imagine a future now, 1 year from now. A year of living with the default that you are safe unless you have evidence to the contrary. Imagine seeing that version of you in a meeting and being criticized and looking unfazed. Being in a relationship and not being believed. And just seeing it as a feedback loop of communication. Someone being patronizing, and you have sympathy, empathy for that insecure person, but you're not triggered by it. That future version of you has the same intelligence you have, the same capability, the same history, but more energized, because that future version of you has not been spending their energy on battles that aren't happening, That version of you is energized and not depleted. And that version of you is not fictional. And they aren't far away. And when you've been under the influence of certain medications or substances, you've met that future version of you already. Because that's how you are when feeling safe is your default. That version of you doesn't need medication to exist. That version of you is calibrated, protected, and fundamentally safe unless you have evidence that you are unsafe. Those old echoes, they're just data that doesn't connect anymore. It's time to leave this place. This room, within your mind, within your imagination. But you leave with that old armor left behind. But keeping that radar, that early detection system, but calibrated to a higher threshold. Those false alarms get ignored on this system, and only genuine threats alert your nervous system. And if your unconscious agrees, let me know by nodding your head. So it's time to return. As you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, awakening the safe version of you. 9, 10, wide awake. Wide awake. Wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.